Hello, beautiful goddess. So today we're going to connect with our sacral energy center, which is around our womb space. Lulu wants to join in. Our area of sensuality, sexuality, and creativity, and kind of birthing new ideas, and a sense of playfulness that we kind of sometimes lose when we become adults. So just standing with the feet about hip width apart, make a little triangle with your hands and just place your hands just below your belly button, so your fingertips are pointing down. And just notice how it feels placing your hands on your body. Close your eyes. We're going to take time to check in. If you saw my video the other day, I talked about checking in because it helps us connect with our body. Turns our awareness inwards, so we can start to have a conversation with our body. And as you're doing that, remember the breathing we did from the other day. So imagine breathing in from Mother Earth, as if you're drawing energy up through the earth, up and out of the crown of your head. As you breathe out, imagine drawing energy down from the heavens, down through the crown of your head, through your body, and out through your feet. You can visualize white light energy, like pure, brilliant white light, like electricity, flowing up and down the body. And visualize yourself connected, heaven and earth. And allow your belly to relax. So as you breathe in, try and breathe in right down into your belly where your hands are. Try and get your hands to move. So as you inhale, feel your belly expand, rib cage expand, chest lift. As you exhale, relax the chest, feel your rib cage contract, and keep breathing out till you feel your belly button draw in. So often we breathe very shallowly up in our chest and we're not getting full breath. And sometimes if we're holding on to pain or to trauma, tightness, tension, we kind of hold in our belly. And especially if we're worrying about what our belly looks like, you know, so many of us have insecurities about our body. I actually feel insecure sometimes. Well, not so much insecure, a bit more self-conscious about being skinny. You know, I'd love to be a little bit curvier. But I know a lot of people, a lot of women don't like their belly, so they may find they hold it in and they can be very rigid around this area. And if you've been through any kind of sexual trauma, as I have, then you can hold tension around this area. And it may also feel slightly uncomfortable, slightly strange having your hands on your own body. You know, when we go through things like sexual abuse, sexual trauma, in my experience, one of the things we struggle with is our own guilt. Our own guilt, we feel like we were to blame or that we should have done X, Y, Z. And it is possible, believe me, it is possible to overcome even the most traumatic experience. I always say people may do something to your body, they can't destroy your soul, your essence, unless you allow it to happen. As you're breathing, as you're relaxing your belly, notice any sensations in that sacral area, that womb space, and notice how it feels, the weight of your hands on that area, the energy flowing from your hands into that area. And you can imagine sending love to your womb space, to your belly, to your sacral chakra. You may feel that your body is slightly swaying, and that's okay. We're never totally still, so don't try and be too rigid, don't try and be too still. Allow that kind of slight swaying. As you're here, just bring in a couple of affirmations and notice how you feel. Notice if anything arises as you repeat the affirmations. You're going to say each one 3 times. I am divine creativity, sensuality, and sexuality. I am divine creativity, sensuality, sexuality. I am divine creativity, sensuality, sexuality. I am sacred light. I am sacred light. I am sacred light. I'm just simply observing whatever thoughts, feelings, or emotions may arise as you repeat those affirmations. You know, sometimes our ego mind likes to perk up in the background and chatter away. And that's okay, just acknowledge that. I'm just going to bring in some movement. So if your eyes are closed, either slowly open them to see what I'm doing, or you can keep your eyes closed. Just take your feet a little bit wider and just bring your hands to your hips and start to do some circles with your hips. Now, our bodies love circular movements because everything in nature is cyclical. We tend to call them cycles. Cycles of the moon, the cycles of the seasons, even the cycle of day and night. And we sometimes tend to hold a lot of tightness, stiffness in our hips, especially if we have any repressed trauma, sexual trauma, or if we feel stuck in life. Our hips can reflect that. You know, if we're not sure about moving forward or afraid to move forward, then our hips can become tight, which can literally restrict our forward movement. And then go round the other way. And don't have any kind of like expectations. In other words, there is no perfect or right way to do these movements. It's about learning what feels good and right for your body this moment, because that might be different another time. And coming back, like you bring your feet a little bit closer, just going to tuck and tilt the pelvis. You can inhale, tuck, exhale, tilt. Imagine you've got a pencil on the end of your tailbone and you're pointing it backwards, pointing it forwards. And don't worry if the movement doesn't feel very big. Some people are a little bit tight in their kind of lower area, and that's why we do these kind of movements, to become more flexible, to loosen everything up. And you're just going to bring the hips side to side as if you're trying to bring your hip up towards your armpit. So notice my knee is bending a little bit as I do that. And you can see also my hips are moving. So imagine your hips lifting side to side. And some people really struggle with this movement. So if you're one of those people, don't worry. And don't overthink it. So when we overthink it, then we get stuck. We're going to put those together. So you're going to go under, side, back, under, side, under, side, back, side. So putting the forward and back, side to side together. And then if and when you can, making it into a fluid circle. And you can go faster or you can really go slower and explore the movement. You think of things like belly dancing, that's such a sensual dance. It's all about the hips, freedom in our hips. Then we go the other way. So under, side, back, side. Under, side, back, side. Again, if and when you can, take it into that circle. Again, let go of any ideas of right or wrong. You know, it's when our ego gets in, oh, I don't know if I'm doing it right, mine doesn't look like hers, and blah, 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 blah. Then coming back, taking the feet a little bit wider again, and coming back to those big circles. Notice how my upper body is moving forward and back slightly. So just let your body do what it wants to do. When the feet a little bit wider, you can feel a stretch across your groin area. opening up into our sacral chakra. Keep that breath flowing. Don't hold the breath. Then going around the other way. And notice if one direction feels different to the other. One circle might feel smoother, that's Lulu, and one circle might feel a little bit kind of rigid. And that's okay, just note it. Then come back and just firm up your belly, firm up your thighs, and circle the upper body. Exhale as you come forward. Inhale up again. Don't be too rigid, and you can go as fast or as slow as you like. And it's about what feels right for you. And if it feels okay to do so, you can relax the arms and come all the way down. Yeah, and you can really slow it down to explore the movements. And go back to that image of seaweed floating in the water. And it doesn't matter if your hands are nowhere near the floor, that's not important. And next time you come up, we're going to take a pause at the top. And bring your hands to the hips and go around the other way. So starting off with a smaller movement, just coming halfway down. And I want to see it as exploring. You're exploring. I always imagine like a child at Christmas when they get a new toy and they're trying it out and saying, oh, what can it do? Imagine your body's like that and you're just saying, oh, what can I do with this? What happens if I do this? Again, if it feels okay to do so, release the arms and come all the way down. If not, stay with a small circle, but completely relax the arms. And exhale as you come forward. Inhale as you come back up. And pause at the top. Take a moment here, just notice how you feel. How it feels being in your body. Just reaching the arms above the head and imagine circling the arms around. So if you're drawing circles on the ceiling. And you can make the movement as big or as small, as fast or as slow as you like. And there's no kind of right or wrong ways of doing it. It's all about moving and how it feels in your body. And changing directions. If you can, close your eyes and really get a feel how it feels, your body moving in space. And coming down, lowering your arms down and taking your feet a little bit wider and turn your toes out slightly and just come down into a little goddess squat. And you can just shift the weight from side to side a little bit. Oh, itchy nose. Pressing the knees out, squeeze your tushy. And seeing if you can come a little bit lower, really getting into the hips and inner thighs, but keep pressing those knees out. And staying low, press the knees out. If the knees go way over the toes, try maybe taking the feet a little bit wider. And just rest one hand gently on your thigh, lift the other arm up. And breathe in, sweep across, breathe out, open out. Exhale, sweep across, inhale, open out. If you can, look up to the sky, for the strength and stability in your legs and the flexibility and fluidity in your lower back. You're staying grounded through your legs, but allowing your upper body to move freely like it's in water. Again, don't worry if your variation doesn't look the same as mine. That's okay. It's about expression, not about perfection. Then we're going to come all the way up, straighten your legs, and bring your feet underneath your hips. Just bend your knees, bring your hands onto your thighs, fingers pointing inwards. And imagine you've got a pencil on your tailbone, and imagine drawing a circle with your tailbone. Allow your hips, allow your rib cage. That's called like the funky cat. Really feel the movement, the freedom in your hips and spine. Just allow your head to do whatever it needs to do. If you need to take the feet a little bit wider or whatever, that's absolutely okay. Then change direction. Going around the other way, you can just start with small circles and then make it bigger. Know that there's the only limits really are your imagination and whatever kind of tightness you may have in your body. But if you close your eyes, your body will tell you how to move. Coming back, bringing yourself back up. And just beginning to run your hands over your body and work down your legs. Close your eyes and literally just touch all over your body and notice the sensation. Notice how the skin reacts as you touch your whole body. Notice how your mind reacts. Imagine you're touching your body as you would someone that you really care about, that you really respect, that you really adore. And it may feel kind of strange when I first started doing this kind of thing. It felt like, oh, it feels weird, because we've kind of been taught that it's strange. We've kind of been taught that we should be ashamed of our body. But we deserve pleasure in all forms, and we should, this is our body, for Christ's sake. We should be able to touch it without feeling weird in any way. And so you can close your eyes and just notice, just revere your body. I mean, my body has been through so much, going through depression, going through a 15-year eating disorder, self-harm, drug addiction, exercise addiction, and it's still working for me. And if there are things you don't like about your body, remind yourself these legs have carried you throughout your life. Think of the journeys, the adventures you've been on. Your belly, you may have had children. It digests your food, takes all the nutrients out of your food. Your bum muscles, for example, if you didn't have a bum, we'd kind of collapse. These muscles are the connection between your upper and lower body. Your arms have hugged your loved ones. Your shoulders that may have carried the weight of the world on them. So if you find it difficult to love your body, start with appreciation. Appreciating your body for all it does and continues to do. And then come back to that start position. So hands over your sacred space. Okay, just rub the hands together vigorously. Get some heat into your hands. This also activates our heart chakra, physical heart, and our heart center. And you can feel that heat. Place your hands over your womb space and feel the energy, feel the warmth. And for years when I had an eating disorder, even though I never was fat, there were times I felt fat. I didn't like being in my own body, and that's so sad. It's the only body we'll ever get. I want you to imagine breathing in through your heart. So imagine there's like a portal into your heart. Visualize breathing in through your heart space. And visualize drawing in energy through your heart space. And then see that energy flow from your heart out into your arms, down into your hands, and flowing down into your womb space. So have an image in your mind of pure, brilliant white light energy coming into your heart. And from your heart, expanding across your chest, across your shoulders, down your arms, down and out through your hands, and into your womb space. So you're giving yourself healing energy, and notice how that feels as you do that. You might notice even more warmth, tingling sensations. Still breathing down into your belly, belly relaxed. Allow freedom in your belly. Remember, I am divine, creativity, sensuality, sexuality. I am sacred light. I am worthy of pleasure in all forms. You can stay as long as you need, as long as you wish. Visualizing that energy going through your heart space, down and out through your arms, into your womb space. And you can visualize your womb space filling with white light, healing, nurturing, loving white light energy. When you are ready to finish your practice, always finish by bringing your hands together, pressing your hands at your heart center, press your heart into your hands to seal your practice, to seal the energy, and to acknowledge yourself for showing up, for taking this time out to nurture and nourish yourself. Namaste, beautiful soul.